Hello again, and welcome to another Bonkers Tale of Grimm. This one's called The Lambkin and the Little Fish. Those are both traditional animals from the area where the brothers Grimm first told their stories, which is in the very cold parts of the world. So they didn't have proper lambs, they just had lambkins, which is like a lamb, but it's smaller and fuzzier. Anyway, this is how it goes. The Lambkin and the Little Fish. There were once a little brother and a little sister who loved each other with all their hearts. Their own mother was, however, dead. And they had a stepmother who was not kind to them and secretly did everything she could to hurt them. I hope that nobody out there knows anybody like this in their own lives. It so happened that the two were playing with other children in a meadow before the house. It means in front of the house, doesn't mean it happened earlier than the house. And there was a pond in the meadow which came up to one side of the house. The children ran about it and caught each other and played at counting out. Back in the olden days, you had to play at counting because there weren't enough real things to count, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, they ran around and caught each other and played at counting out. Now there's a song. Anarchy, bananaky, let me live, and I to thee my bird will give. The little bird for straw shall seek, the straw I'll give the cow to eat. The pretty cow shall give me milk, the milk I'll to the baker take. The baker he shall bake a cake, the cake I'll give unto the cat shall catch some mice for that. The mice I'll hang up in the smoke, and then you'll see the snow. I don't know what they were trying to do. So there's this incantation these two, little brother and little sister, are coming up with. I don't know why they need it to snow. We'll hopefully find that out later. They stood in a circle while they played this. This is not playing. This is definitely dark magic. They stood in a circle while they played this, and the one to whom the word snow fell had to run away, and all the others ran after him and caught him. As they were running about so merrily, the stepmother watched them from the window and grew angry. I would too if I saw this happening. It doesn't make any sense. And as she understood the arts of witchcraft, she bewitched them both and changed the little brother into a fish and the little sister into a lamb. Thus we have the title. So did they just... I think what happened is they just played this song one time, and the stepmother was like, never again are you going to be playing, ever. And so I think they must not have been playing before that. Okay. So after they've been changed into things, then the fish swam here and there about the pond, and was very sad. And the lambkin walked up and down the meadow, and was miserable, and could not eat or touch one blade of grass. Because she was sad? Or because the stepmother bewitched her so she couldn't eat either? Thus passed a long time, and then strangers came as visitors to the castle. What? There's no previous mention of a castle in this story, so you can decide where the castle is. The false stepmother thought, this is a good opportunity, and called the cook and said to him, go and fetch the lamb from the meadow and kill it! We have nothing else for the visitors. Then the cook went away and got the lamb, and took it into the kitchen, and tied its feet. And all this it bore patiently. No, run! When he had drawn out his knife, and was whetting it on the doorstep, whetting the knife isn't where you get it wet, it's where you sharpen it. So when he was sharpening it on the doorstep, to kill the lamb, he noticed a little fish swimming backwards and forwards in the water in front of the kitchen sink, and looking up at him. This, however, was the brother, for when the fish saw the cook take the lamb away, it followed them, and swam along the pond to the house. Then the lamb cried down to it, ah, my brother, in the pond so deep! How sad is my poor heart! Even now the cook he whets his knife to take away my tender life. This is horrifying. The little fish answered, ah, my sister, up on high, how sad is my poor heart, while in this pond I lie. I really hope they're about to get out of this. When the cook heard that the lambkin could speak, and said such sad words to the fish down below, he was terrified, I would be too, and thought that could be no common lamb, but must be bewitched by the wicked woman in the house. there's a pattern from this story to the previous one, if you saw the singing bone, which is that random things that shouldn't talk, and that's the only way that you can tell that they are wicked magic. Then he said, "Be easy, I'll not kill thee," and took another sheep and made it ready for the guests. That's not better! And conveyed the lambkin to a good peasant woman, to whom he related all that he had seen and heard. Imagine, like, that. You're just hanging out, and someone shows up and says, "Here's this lamb. Secretly, it's a human child. I was gonna kill it, but I'm not now. Good luck. A fish told me not to." The peasant was, however, the very woman who had been foster mother to the little sister, and she suspected at once who the lamb was, and went with it to a wise woman. I like how many women are in this story. Then the wise woman pronounced a blessing over the lambkin and the little fish, by means of which they regained their human forms, and after this she took them both into a little hut in a great forest, where they lived alone, but were contented and happy. I really like that, actually. So, the thing that got them in trouble originally was singing an annoying song, and the thing that got them saved was singing a better song. So I think that the takeaway here is that if you're good at something, it's because you practiced, and that you should never give up. We'll see you next time.